Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams.
And welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We are radio for the local craft beer movement, broadcasting from TopGolf Midtown this time. I'm Aaron Williams.
And I'm Tim Dennis. It's the first weekend of spring. The temperatures are way up here in Atlanta. So big jump from last week, Aaron.
Yeah,
so
it was like snowflakes last time we broadcast.
37 to 87
and now
or
I'm like,
something
I'm
like
sweating.
that.
It's crazy.
So pollen counts up too.
Yeah.
Good springtime here.
Yep.
So we're turning our thoughts from the malty beers like stouts and porters, the big heavy beers, to lighter beers, springtime beers. So that's what we're going to talk about today is spring beers.
I love that. Spring beers are kind of where it's at for me. I'm pretty happy about that. I've got to kind of clear out my selection of stouts and porters in the wintertime and bring in the IPAs.
That's a tough duty to have to do.
It's a tough job.
So
someone's got to do it. I guess I got to invite some
man.
people
so,
out.
Yeah,
exactly.
good time.
So last week we've had a busy week, haven't we?
We have always.
Yes. So first of all, we went to Swanee Beer Fest.
We did.
Met a lot of folks. That was a great time. I really enjoyed that. What were some of the beers that you had that you liked there?
You know, I didn't get out much, really. I hate to say that. So we had a booth there.
You were doing
we
business.
We sit up there. We were chatting with
Yes.
people. We had a lot of folks that knew the show that came by to say hello. We really appreciate that. And we got to introduce the show to some people who didn't know us. I had quite a few people ask me, Aaron, you guys talk about beer for an hour?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, we do. It's great. They seemed a little perplexed, but I told them it was a lot more
We could talk
awesome
about
than
beer
it
for like
sounds,
3 hours.
Yeah, so
Just all day
absolutely
long.
just keep talking.
That's
but
right.
I got to enjoy some from Scofflaw.
Okay.
That I enjoyed.
Yep.
Check that out. Allagash was there. I really like their saisons and such that they do, so I drank some of their beers. There was a lot of Georgia beer there. Pontoon was there. They had a huge line, very popular there, and they're building out their brewery in Sandy Springs. So of the little bit I got out, those were a few that I enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. It was fun to see the Pontoon guys out there, and they're like you said, building out the brewery. And I'm a former rugby player for Atlanta Old
and
Whites,
we now
and they're
have
a sponsor, so that's
cool
good.
Pontoon swag in our swag box.
We do,
now,
as a matter of
too.
fact. We'll give those away later on in the show. And
how about you, Aaron?
You know what? We had a good time. Of course, it was St. Patrick's Day over the weekend, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Had Guinness because you have to have Guinness.
Sure.
And I had a beer that I have not had since I was in college, Killian's Irish Red. You know, I used to love that beer. That beer, I thought I was so awesome when I drank that because all my other friends were drinking the Swill, the Bud Lights, and the Miller Lights, and the Peels. But and I was classy and had the Killian's Irish Red.
Well, I was back in Arkansas in those days, and Killian's, that was a craft beer.
Absolutely.
That was the highfalutin stuff.
Yeah.
Aaron.
So anyway, I hadn't had it since college, and now I know why I haven't had it since college.
Exactly.
But a much better
options now, right?
Better red ale though that we had was at SweetWater. We had the Wookie down. We actually hung out with those guys. Hip Abduction was there. They had a good little preview of 420 Fest that's coming up here in late April, and got to try their Wookie down. Got to try their Hip Biscus
Tropical Ale, right,
Ale.
Tucker?
Yes.
That's right, yep.
So that's a little preview. By the way, we've got a huge crew with us today.
We do.
We've been monopolizing the first few
We've
minutes
got
of the conversation.
Tucker and Diggs from SweetWater. Gina's here from TopGolf. We have the Ale Sharpton in the house with us. How's everybody doing today?
So good.
Awesome. We've got a lot of beer and a lot of good people here.
We've got so many people we have to share microphones, so bear with us for the audio quality. So anyway, speaking of, let's get into Truck and Tap's Beers of the Week.
Crack open a cold one. It's the Truck and Tap Beer of the Week. Woo-hoo! Craft beer and food trucks in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com.
So we've got a great selection this week. Tucker was nice enough. She brought a huge backpack full of beer.
I love it when Tucker brings the big backpack of beer.
I'm a beer mule.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, that's
good.
a good person to be. So TopGolf got us some great beers. We're having a SweetWater 420, you and I. And Elle, you got the Hop Dank Tank?
Yep, Hop Diggity.
Good old Jekyll Brewing there. So there's some beers at TopGolf. And we're going to get into Wookie Down that we mentioned. We've got something from the hatchery here, which is the IPA with Mosaic, right? And Grass Monkey.
Excellent.
Lemon wheat. So that's good stuff. I've had a few of the Wookie Downs. And we're actually going to feature that on the website this Monday for our Drink This Beer feature. We talked with Nick Knock and got that. So we've got a lot of beers of the week to enjoy.
Definitely. I really enjoy that. And, of course, there's some more things we've got going on. Of course, Gina may pull out some stuff from TopGolf, and I think Ale's got something.
There's just no telling what could go on
It's
here,
just absolute craziness out there today. Exactly. Let's take a look at what's going on in the headlines.
What's in the news? The beer guys have the scoop.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Time for headlines. Sponsored by Your Pie Perimeter in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center across from Perimeter Mall.
Well, first and foremost, the biggest news of the week. Georgia 2017 beer bill SB85 has passed the Senate with a vote of 52-1, meaning that it has passed in both houses and it's on the way to the governor's office. So there's no timeline on the signature. If he chooses not to sign it, then 40 days later after the legislature is over, then it would go into law. So basically it's going to be a law no matter how you slice it, just depending on exactly when the governor signs it or he doesn't sign it. So the DOR, the Georgia Department of Revenue, will have to write regulations on the implementation of the bill. Looks like the effective date is going to be a little more closer to September 1st as opposed to July 1st. So it's coming, which is great news, but it looks like it is going to be later on in the year. Of course, this is really huge news for the industry because it allows breweries and distilleries to sell directly to the consumer for on-premise consumption and to go. So no more of this tour rigmarole that we've had to deal with over the past few years. Now, SB85's news has already given some good results. In fact, Wild Heaven has announced they are opening a second brewery on the Beltline, right where the new Monday night barrel aging and sour facility is going to be as well. Hey, speaking of Sewanee Beer Fest, by the way, we met a guy, Phil Farrell. He actually is doing a little bit of a AHA Board of Governors is what he's running for.
Phil is a BJC Grandmaster 2 judge. For the home brewers, that's a very experienced judge.
Yeah.
He is the vice president of the BJCP, and he's very, very active in the local homebrew scene. So we'll get a link up on our website to review the voting for the AHA Board of Governors, but he would be crucial to developing the direction and programs and stuff of the AHA for homebrewers. So check Phil out. I think you'll like what you see there and give him a vote.
Definitely. That's, of course, the American Homebrewers Association that he's running for.
Right.
So, we actually had a conversation with one of our friends as well from Max Lagers. He is actually reviving one of Georgia's first craft beers, a Hellenbach lager from Friends Brewing Company. So that's a pretty cool little thing he's doing.
Friends Brewing in Helen, he got with the original partners in that brewery and is brewing it up, and we'll talk a lot about that one a little bit more in the future. But JR over there at Max Lagers, bringing back a historical Georgia beer.
Exactly. A little bit of some news from California, but kind of with a Georgia tie, for example, because, of course, Phil Steele, former brewmaster at Stone Brewing Company, is opening his own brew pub here in the... Mitch Steele, he's opening up his own brew pub in Atlanta. But Stone Brewing actually made some news this week, and they actually had a beer that is made with treated sewage water, and the curious customers describe the taste as outstanding. So
there you go.
I've
had some beers that I think were made with untreated sewage water. Possibly,
exactly. So. Most of the beers I drank in college were actually made with that untreated sewage water. No, they shouldn't say that.
I'm not going to say that.
No,
I didn't mean that.
OV Splits, for example.
I love Killian's back in the day. So
exactly.
But it caused a ruckus, Aaron, with sewage water.
It did. But think about it, though. Once you strip away all of the stuff, you're left with H2O. And then
that's what they tell you.
And then all they did was add some chemicals back in to kind of treat the water and brew the beer up, and there you go. So you'll have to look for the Full Circle Pale Ale. It's right now in San Diego only, but it looks like they may start to distribute that nationwide here in the next few months as well. So another interesting article that we saw actually in Market Watch, very fancy publication. There is a brew pub in Chicago that have won a Michelin star. So pretty big deal for them, of course. A Michelin star means
what brew pub, Aaron?
I'm going to look for it right now. It's Band of Bohemia is what it's called. Actually, they learned a Michelin star, which is a big, huge deal in the restaurant world. And it's interesting to see that a lot of folks are trending towards brew pubs. Of course, we've got a lot of great brew pubs here in the Atlanta metro area, locally sourced, locally designed food to go along with their locally crafted beer. And that's sort of a trend that a lot of folks are seeing as we start to grow the craft beer industry. Kind of make it more local and more centered on the food and the local ingredients all the time. So sort of a kind of nice farm to table.
Sounds good to me, Aaron.
I know it exactly.
Right?
Good food.
Let's do it.
Good
food,
beer. I'm going to Wrecking Bar after this. We all said exactly. So, and finally, we don't like to do crime stories all that often, but this one is perfect because it is spring break. And by the way, just a pro tip for all you 19-year-old people out there: don't A, drive recklessly, B, drive with a bad license or a fake license, and don't drive with 7 30-packs of Natty Light and marijuana in the backseat of your car, because that's what a University of Alabama student did while driving to Destin. Cops stopped him, picked him up.
Excellent.
And did the thing. So I would have never have done something like that.
If you're
back
underage,
in the
of course, you shouldn't be drinking at all.
That is absolutely true. It's very, very important not to do that.
He was planning on doing some serious drinking.
I was going to say, you know what? I the 30 packs of Natty Light in the back of his truck, and just. He was going to
be ready for the whole spring break.
Which again, my son is 13. I've got about 4 or 5 years before I have to deal with all that mess.
Right, soon.
I'm going to point to this article and say you will not be going to spring break anytime soon.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back in a minute talking to Tucker and Diggs from SweetWater, Ale Sharpton, and Gina from TopGolf.
Morgan and Lisa with Your Pipe Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for a beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. Brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pipe Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Follow Your Pipe Perimeter on Facebook for all our beer events and specials, including beer tastings that you won't find anywhere else.
That's Your Pipe Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle. Tell them that the Beer Guy sent you.
Have you ever thought about owning your own brewery, but don't know what it takes to get one built? We're CRL Contracting, and we build breweries. We are the most experienced contractors in the state of Georgia when it comes to building new breweries and tap rooms, or expanding current breweries. If you've been to Orpheus, Second Self, or Scofflaw, then you know what kind of work we can do. Just give us a call at 678-546-3382 or visit crlcontracting.com for more information. CRL Contracting. We build breweries. crlcontracting.com.
We are Reformation Brewery, celebrating the reformer in you. Locally crafted within the renowned Etowah watershed of Woodstock, Georgia, Reformation creates yeast-forward brews full of aroma and flavor crafted to last. Come see us in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia, for a tour and tasting of unique brews that you can't find anywhere else. Reformation Brewery, set beer free. ReformationBrewery.com.
Are you into hashtags? So are we. Tag the Beer Guys on Twitter and Instagram.
No point in steering now. Take off and steer this thing.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Visit us at beerguysradio.com. Today we're broadcasting from TopGolf Midtown, and we're talking spring beers. We're joined by Gina Silva with TopGolf, and Tyler Vigue is going to be here with us as well. We also got Ale Sharpton chatting with us about spring beers, and
the man
Tucker and Diggs from SweetWater here to share beer and chat with us about spring beers.
This is like the biggest crowd we've ever had.
It's a good time. It's a party.
We're sharing microphones. It's good stuff. So
I just like that Diggs and I don't have last names. We're like share.
Yeah,
that's it, Tucker.
Because we like you all.
Tucker
exactly.
Berta-Sarkisian.
You didn't have to go there.
I'm gonna call you Diggs Diggelmann.
Right, see, that's why I don't have a last
Diggs
name.
Diggelmann. That's it.
That's
there.
right.
So
that's
yeah.
Right. So yeah, we're enjoying some of their SweetWater beers. Of course, they were kind enough to mule here. So we've got one of the great ones, Wookie, down with their new ones that they've got out of their Dank Tank, plus Grass Monkey, and also their the Mosaic IPA and their brand new spring mix pack, I believe, is what you guys are going to have. Those two are going to be in your mix pack, correct?
Yes,
They're out right now? Excellent. So, you know what? The spring is here. The pollen count is up to about 6 gajillion, I believe.
Which is low.
Which is low, exactly. Yes, so just wait till it ramps up a little bit. And we've gone from being literally 32 degrees to 85 degrees in a week.
Right.
So we know it's springtime. So now is the time we kind of change our thoughts from porters, stouts, barrel-aged, all that big stuff, to some of the more lighter beers, some of the more enjoyable beers. So that's what we're going to talk to these guys, a kind of crew in the show today, and have a good time with that. So.
Yeah, spring beers is a pretty broad category. We see that as we see what's releasing right now. It's just, like you said, Aaron, it's a shift from these big, heavy, super high ABV stouts and that to something a little more refreshing on the palate.
Definitely,
so
yeah.
We'll see beers like saisons. We'll see Hefeweizens. We'll see wheat beers, different things like that. IPAs and some double IPAs. So they'll still be bold. And brewers sometimes get in these days we don't have to brew with the seasons quite as much. So there's a little more flexibility in what comes out. But that's traditionally
there is. And I know a lot of folks don't necessarily like to drink beer according to season. I do. I'm just when it's to this time of the year, I'm going to put away my barrel-aged stouts and those types of things for a while.
Don't you talk that, Aaron.
I'm sorry.
Don't you
Maybe
talk
we'll have
that,
to switch
man.
that back out and on. But
you know what? I kind of do a little of both.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing what's coming up with the season, but I like a good big barrel-aged stout. So
I do too. It's just got to be the right time.
I'll turn the AC on. I'll set in the house and get it.
Maybe have a cigar in the backyard and kind of chill out with that.
How about you, Al, man? What do you like to do in spring? Do you drink seasonally, or you just like to enjoy whatever you want to enjoy?
I have one season. It's usually Gangster IPAs.
That's it, man.
It's beer drinking season.
I taste everything to write about it, but I'm just still a hophead.
You're the hophead, huh?
Palate usually changes and all that, but my hops are definitely in the building.
Gina, how about you?
I'm gonna have to go with ale on that one. Yeah.
The hops. We
got
all the hop
you're
heads.
Outvoted,
Forget it.
Exactly.
You guys are all so wrong here.
Right. Throughout the year, whatever.
Tucker, Diggs, either of y'all with me on this one, or?
I'm all about the ABV. So when it starts to warm up, I like to drop the ABV and drink something I can have about 12 of and still be able to walk home.
All right.
That's good. So we're gonna leave all the barrel-aged stouts to you. And then we'll.
All right.
No way, man. I'm with you on the
all right,
stout.
Tucker. There we go.
I'm all in.
See.
Well, and we have the mint session stout that's coming out of the hatchery
That's
now,
it.
Yep.
which is about 4% ABV to Dick's point, but it's still stout. It's still a big drinking beer. It's good. And Wookie Down too, I think, is this awesome transition beer because it's I think 7.4%, and it's an Imperial red ale, so you guys would like it, but it's a bit more balanced. I mean, I don't know that I'm like getting on the float in the lake and drinking it, but it's perfect for like March, April, or May.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so speaking of, again, this Dank Tank Wookie Down, we're trying this right now. I think most of us are drinking it. It's your newest Dank Tank release for 420 Fest. Can you tell us a little bit about that beer and how it was developed?
So Nick Knock was playing around with, that's our head brewer, Nick Knock, for those of you who don't know. Was playing around with different styles, and we decided to do this Imperial Red Ale. So he started, and the red color apparently isn't the easiest thing in the world to dial in. So he threw in some chocolate and chocolate rye malts to bring in the red color. But of course, we like those hot flavors too. So we've got a great hot bill on it too. And the result is this incredibly balanced, easy drinking, but still big beer at, like I said, about 7.4%.
And talk about the color. I mean, this isn't a light red ale.
It's not red. It's a mahogany.
It's like a rich mahogany.
Yeah, it's a
It's
rich
like
mahogany.
A fine mahogany.
Exactly.
Like a chestnut.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's, but it's great. Like I mentioned earlier, I've had a few of these, and I really enjoy it. This is good for me, talking about how I'm not the big hop head.
You're not.
This gives me a little bit of malt, but it's not malty. It's when you think about that, it doesn't have the heavier malt like you would with a stout.
The color is really a great indication of the roastiness and a lot of the chocolate flavors you're gonna have. So it's not like a true red ale,
right?
In the sense that some of our previous beers, Red Hot Mama, for example, if you guys remember that Dank Tank, that was a very light red ale. It was more of an IPA. This one is going to be a lot roastier, and you're going to get more of those chocolate flavors you'll associate with the darker beer.
Yeah, and it's one of those beers, the red ales, red IPAs are kind of the ones that I kind of went for in my mid-craft beer selection. I always kind of went for those because there's enough maltiness to it that it's good and solid, but it's enough hoppiness to it that I'm happy with that bitterness to it too. So I think a good red ale like that is well done, and I really enjoy the heck out of that one.
Yeah, what beer I really enjoy as we get into this time of year?
I know.
Saisons. Yes, you knew that. So, like to brew them, like to drink them. It's a good one. It's these are traditionally, if you go back hundreds of years or however long ago it was, these were brewed in farmhouse, in the French-speaking area of Belgium. Farmhouse ales brewed in the cooler months of spring to enjoy in the summery months. So you'll start seeing those hitting out, this time of year, and there's huge variety in those. And saisons are something that we see that you don't just get them seasonally anymore because we have temperature control now, where we can bring it up or down, whatever we need to do. The brewers can to release those year round. So I know here,
and we're always seeing, like I said, you're seeing saisons all year round. Like you just mentioned, Allagash, they're going to have those all years round. It's a really, but it's really this time of the year is when it shines because, like you said, traditionally it's a farmhouse ale. It's something that literally the farmhouse workers would drink while they were working. So you're talking about a low ABV, but you also got sort of that wild yeast, that wild flavor to it. So think of it more almost like an effervescent, almost a champagne type of flavor to it. A lot of saisons. That's what I feel like. For a lot of folks who don't necessarily like to drink craft beer, a saison is a good intro to them if they like champagne, if they like wine, those type of things.
Yeah, get some of those flavors in there. And you'll find them that are frequently wine barrel aged because the flavors are complementary. Here in Georgia, we've got Orpheus Brewing, does several different saisons that are really nice you can check out. One I've really been enjoying a lot lately is Blackberry Farms out of Tennessee. Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they're just doing some great things. Everything they've had that's come down has been really nice. Their latest, I think it's called Fence Line Farmhouse.
Yep.
That we enjoyed. The porter is really good, but they're a solid brewery. So, how about y'all, saisons? No, Gina's
not to like blow our scoop.
She's totally
but
scoop right now.
Okay.
You guys are going to be pretty excited about our summer seasonal.
Go on.
Okay.
I think I'm not going to tell you too much, even though I've had like a Wookie down and a half. So you're going to get a little bit out of me. But SweetWater Summer Seasonal is a saison.
Excellent.
It is lower ABV than a traditional saison, which means you can crush it a little bit. Can I tell them what the special ingredient is, Diggs?
You can, but you're going to
rhymes. It rhymes with Bewbumber.
Okay, a Bewbumber saison.
Those are my favorites.
All right, there we go.
Yes. And, it's funny because we talked about sour ales, and of course the saison is sour traditionally. You guys also have the Woodlands project that you've recently opened as well to kind of bring more saison or more sour ales and those types of things to the mix as well. So that's always good.
Absolutely.
Saison is so interesting. Okay. Well,
how about a hoppy saison ale?
Yeah, I can.
You can do that.
I'm not turning down beer.
Right.
Let me get that straight right now.
Okay.
But I do want to give SweetWater a serious shout out, not because they're here and they're my homies, but they have been doing a phenomenal job. Not that they haven't before, but the experimentation on what they're doing and landing each style that they said they're going to brew has been very consistent. And my joint is the Hatchery, and we're actually sipping that right now, which is my joint.
Well, again, for hopheads,
6.40%.
Yeah.
Mosaic hops.
For hopheads, Mosaic hops is just, I think, really where it's at for me too. It's a nice, easy, clean drinking beer, and it's got a nice enough bitterness to it, but enough of that aromatics that it's not overwhelming. Yeah, this is a really nice one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Great beer. That's my first time having it.
So, and it's fun. We've tried so many others that have come out of the Hatchery, and the Woodlands as well, as Aaron mentioned earlier. A lot of those are good for spring drinking. So.
Spring drinking.
Spring drinking.
I like that. Anyway, let's go out and go to the next segment now. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We'll be back with Tim's Whale of the Week, and we'll have the hot list coming up next. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show, beerguysradio.com. Hey, it's Aaron from the Beer Guys for the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market. If you're getting together with the crew to celebrate springtime this weekend, skip the grocery store and head to the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market to pick up a couple of growlers or crowlers of the craft beer that you love. It's a great place to spend some time with the things you love, craft beer, barbecue, and fresh local meats and cheeses. The Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market makes hanging out with friends on the weekend easy. Make sure to grab some local beers from Arches, Southern Sky, Orpheus, Southern, Wrecking Bar, Creature Comforts, Red Brick, and many more. Of course, this weather means it is grilling season. Did you know the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market has you covered with all things Big Green Egg? They've got grills of all sizes and all the accessories. Seriously, they've got everything you need for a great barbecue, including fresh local meats and cheeses. It's quite simple. If you really like craft beer, you have to visit the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market in the Smyrna Market Village, thestoutbrothers.com, and we'll see you there.
Morgan and Lisa with Your Pie Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for a beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. Brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pie Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Follow Your Pie Perimeter on Facebook for all our beer events and specials, including beer tastings that you won't find anywhere else.
That's Your Pie Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle. Tell them that the Beer Guy sent you.
Have you ever thought about owning your own brewery, but don't know what it takes to get one built? We're CRL Contracting, and we build breweries. We are the most experienced contractors in the state of Georgia when it comes to building new breweries and tap rooms, or expanding current breweries. If you've been to Orpheus, Second Self, or Scofflaw, then you know what kind of work we can do. Just give us a call at 678-546-3382 or visit crlcontracting.com for more information. CRL Contracting. We build breweries. crlcontracting.com.
If you're into craft beer, you need to check out Drink This Beer. It's a podcast from the creators of Beer Guys Radio. Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams talk to some of the best and most important brewers across the country and the world. So if you like to drink beer, pull up a chair and crack open the Drink This Beer podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Aaron and Tim, the beer guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out, Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the beer guy sent you.
Ahoy there, mateys! Hunting whales? We've got you covered with Tim's Whale of the Week.
Hey, we're hanging out here at TopGolf Midtown, and I didn't forget this time, Tim. Last week I forgot about your Whale of the Week.
We did.
I got it this time in the right place. Okay, what do we got?
So we got a few good ones to look out for. So Three Taverns, Gaza, Gozzah, that released with an exclamation point, by the way.
Goza.
Goza. So that released a little earlier this week at the brewery. It is a brewery-only release, but Brian Purcell over there tells me it's drinking really good right now.
Okay,
so go by the brewery, get you some cans of that. A name that we see on here a lot, Creature Comforts, but this is one that a lot of people have been asking about,
yes.
Cosmic Debris.
Oh, yes.
So it hit the brewery earlier this week. I know that Hop City KSM has an event coming up to do a launch of it, and it's coming out on draft. Cans are going to be hitting the market really soon. So,
nice.
And also, Georgia, I just wanted to give a little tip here. This isn't a traditional whale, but a new brewery from Alabama is in Georgia now, Blue Pants.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yes.
Very cool.
So they've got some I've enjoyed, most of the beers I've had from them. So if you want to add something to your rotation, look for some Blue Pants beer here in Georgia.
Yeah, and definitely, it's not the season for it we're talking about that, but that Pinstripe Stout is fantastic. They do a really nice
Peanut
job
butter
with that.
Pinstripe.
That's very good. And the candy bar as well. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. So, hey, we're talking about spring beer and spring beer releases. We've got the entire crew with us today. We've got Tucker and Diggs from SweetWater. Ale Sharpton, the man, is here. And Gina Silva, the woman. She's here, too, from TopGolf. And
the woman.
Gina
Silva, the woman.
That's right. I like that. See, there you go. That's it. So we're just talking about spring beers. And, we've been talked a little bit before the show started about some of the new releases that are coming out as well.
Right.
And there's a lot of new releases coming out for the spring in Georgia and Alabama.
Absolutely. Yeah, plenty coming out. So, just a few here real quick. Terpen Tea Time recently released. It's a Berliner Weiss with tea and lemon. It's reminiscent of a cocktail.
Of an Arnold Palmer type of a thing.
Correct, yeah. They didn't want to use that name on it.
I'll use it. How about that?
Yeah, you can use it, but they said most people could probably figure it out. But that's coming out now. That's a really light one. The tea and lemon are both light, so if you don't want super flavor in that one, that's one to look out for. Terpen Cumulus Lupulus.
Sure.
Which is an Imperial IPA. I haven't tried that one yet, but that just released recently. Yeah, there you go. Check it out. We found something that interested him. So,
yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Exactly.
So check that out. Speaking of saisons, Reformation, Sabine.
Yep. And we had that when they were in the studio a few months ago. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed that one.
So that's one I'll definitely, Reformation, hometown brewery there, so I'll definitely have to get some of that one. We've also got Second Self Maverick and Goza is relaunching. They reformulated.
Okay,
and we actually talked about this with them when they were in the studio last year, how the beer was lighter, less tart than some others. And a lot of people here have kind of cut their teeth on Westbrook Goza, which is just in your face.
Yeah.
So they said they listened to the feedback, and it's a little more tart and a little less salty this year. So if you tried it last year, it was a little too light for you. You wanted a little more sour, a little more tartness in there. Check it out there. Also, Arches, Queen's Weiss, a Hefeweizen is coming out. And Jekyll has one. I don't know a date on this one, but we got to sample this over at the brewery as they're working on it. We got a little experimental batch taste there, but Tart Weiss, which is going to be a raspberry Berliner Weiss, and it was really, really good. So something that they're still working on. No release date on that yet, but it should be a springtime thing.
Yeah, definitely. So, and Alabama's got a lot of beers as well that are coming out.
Can I get in real quick?
Absolutely. No, what's up?
I was walking the Beltline with my lady Andrea. Shout out to her. And at the end of the Beltline, there's a Gold Pot, meaning the Croc Street Market. So we went to Hop City. And we're sipping, and then we happened to see Nick from Wild Heaven.
I know that guy.
And I happened to say I was going on your show tomorrow, and I was going to ask him, hey, you got something for me to talk about? And he said, actually, your ale, I got to do it. So He has a watermelon version of the emergency drinking beer.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Watermelon version. This is him sitting down. Yeah, I'm showing a picture.
So he's showing a picture. It doesn't work for radio for us really good, but that's okay.
Yeah,
That's all right.
It looks beautiful.
So it
though.
has like
cool.
a red tint. And,
nice. Okay.
His partner Eric really went through the hard time of really getting real watermelons to squeeze into every batch. So.
Well, I tell you what, the emergency drinking beer, that's one we haven't mentioned. That's one of the ones that have really kind of taken off over the past couple of years or so. When they started introducing that, the design, the can design, they just really hit lightning in a bottle with that. So that's going to be fun. That watermelon version.
The can looks really cool.
Be really cool.
It's a good local, thing.
Definitely. So of course, Alabama's got their own version of lots of springtime beers as well. Good People, they just released their Hitchhiker IPA. That's coming out, out now, actually. They're just starting to release that, too. Back 40, Pawpaw's Peach, which is a wheat lager for them, or wheat ale for them. They've got that Blue Pants. We just talked about them. There's a Goza coming out with that as well. And Trim Tab. Trim Tab, of course, out of Birmingham. We've had their Raspberry Berliner before.
So I got to tell you something, Aaron.
That's coming out, yes.
So I don't know if you noticed it. Did you see Trim Tab at Swanee Beer Fest?
I did, absolutely.
Okay.
And I talked to them a little bit, actually.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I did as well. So I found out that they're working on coming to Georgia. And that's another Alabama brewery that I really enjoy. Have y'all had beer from them, from Trim Tab?
Yeah.
So they do good stuff there.
Great job, actually.
Yeah, their IPAs and their double IPAs. I think they
have
did a
you had the Tesseract double IPA ale?
Which one? No.
It's good. I think you'd really like that.
Yep.
It reminded me a lot of Cosmic Debris and just a fantastic double IPA. Tesseract?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be coming. Like I said, I talked to her too, and she said that we will be coming out hopefully maybe later in the year or early next year.
Right.
Trim Tab definitely one to watch out for. I think they do a really nice job with their stuff. So Birmingham is, kind of filling in the gap here a little bit.
Absolutely.
But that's good.
It's a dope brewery, too.
They are, yeah.
It is. Have you been there when DJ Sex Panther's been spinning?
I miss Sex Panther. I missed him. I saw the Black Panther in that movie, Marvel.
In the movie?
Okay.
It's a good movie. Yeah,
Exactly.
good
There
stuff.
you go. That's it.
I think they know each other. I think they're brothers or something, man.
Might be the
Yeah.
same family. You never know.
Exactly.
So Al, when you're popping your spring beers and you're getting all the hops you can in there, what's some of your favorites, man? What should folks look out for on Al's list?
Oh man, did I mention the hatchery already?
We did. We talked about that one.
I
Yeah.
just killed it.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
I travel and bring stuff back.
Yep.
And it's nothing against Atlanta because Atlanta's beer scene is bananas. I'm looking for that Cosmic Debris, actually, and then there's another one they're coming out with soon. It's going to be crazy. Dealing with Tropicaya, but on a different level. But I brought some stuff for us to try, actually, speaking of hops.
Well, I think
You've
we may have to
mentioned
try
it a
some
few
of that.
times, but I don't see any beers, Al.
I know.
I'm just
That's the
saying.
problem right there.
I brought the hop cakes, if you guys are familiar with
Oh,
okay,
NoDa.
from NoDa. Yeah.
Imperial India Pale. So
Okay.
kind of like the step up from, in terms of ABV.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
And of course, NoDa is
Awesome.
known for their IPAs as well. They do a really nice job with
They show us
theirs
love
too.
in
So,
Charlotte, man. But just IPAs in general, man. I'm just looking to see what's new. But I like to go directly to the brewery and do great tours and have a good time and get my sip on.
yeah, it's tough to be Ale Sharpton, by the way. It's tough to be you, man. I see you on Instagram and Facebook, and you're driving Bentleys and hanging out and eating at 4-star restaurants and stuff, man. It's
Run the Jules launch parties and all that kind
Exactly.
That
of
was
stuff. Right?
dope. A dope website, which I'm making sure Atlanta's represented on, is October. It's called October. OCT.
I've heard of that, yeah.
.co.
Okay.
They're doing a great job. Craftbeer.com, show me some love, so I'm working with them as well. But the beer scene is nuts, but people know that Atlanta is one of the top beer cities, and I want to make sure the world knows that. So.
Definitely.
So, Al, if you're not drinking beer in Atlanta doesn't exist anymore. You can't drink beer here.
Oh, don't say that. What happened?
What's your beer city? You get to pick one.
Oh, dang.
Right? One. That's it, man. Just one.
Don't put you on the hot seat there.
With the hard questions, man. Because I know you
Everybody
travel
says,
all over,
like,
man.
The dope ones like Asheville and stuff.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to be all. I was really honestly impressed with Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will say that just because the breweries, I don't know how they're all huge. They're huge.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know what kind of real estate they got up there. They made it like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo. But no, Charlotte's was actually crazy, and I'm looking forward to doing some articles on them. But and it's close by. Since I don't know what happened in Atlanta to make me leave, but I drove 3.5 hours and went to Charlotte.
Okay, there you go. Those little weekend trips are a blast.
Yeah,
man. You know what I got to tell you? Talking about Huntsville, I had a blast going over there
great.
for the weekend.
It's great to go there, and we just came back from Tampa too.
Yes,
and,
Tampa's a great.
Tampa's
town.
a great beer town.
There's
too.
a lot of great beer towns out there. I mean, it's fun to travel, check them out, see what everybody has to offer. There,
yeah,
so.
but I will say, the more I travel, the more that I appreciate Atlanta being a great beer city.
It is.
I
don't think we get the credit we deserve.
I don't think so too, and
nationally
maybe
on
it's
that,
because of the beer laws that we have. that are just absolutely insane. But, I've been to places that are alleged great beer towns, great beer states, and there's some great breweries there. I'm not going to lie to you. But there are some other ones that I'm like, this wouldn't hack it. I've had better in Atlanta. So Georgia, I think, really has a great, broad depth of great craft beer. And we may not get the recognition we need, but hopefully with the new laws passed and all that kind of fun stuff, we'll start to get some more of that recognition
doors,
we need.
Right?
Exactly.
We got some momentum going.
Definitely.
We do. Yeah.
And hopefully that works.
And, people may say I'm biased or we're biased with Georgia beer, but I really do think we've just got a really great no one could argue the people, the beer scene as far as the people here
and the bars
is awesome, and the bars.
Exactly. It's a really great culture.
Let me give you guys a quick shout out because I know the ATL Beer subreddit is one of the largest subreddits for beer, period.
It is. It's the largest regional beer subreddit. Now, we were chasing Chicago for a long time. We passed them a couple weeks ago, so we have, I believe, like 5,500 members on the ATL Beer subreddit, and it's also very active. We've got an active community there, so it's a great community. A lot of people have met folks, traded beers, and that's a hot subject on there right now. But,
no kidding.
So it's popular, and that just goes to show the strength of the community here. It really does. Yeah.
Definitely, very cool. All right, time to take another break. We'll be back with the Beer Guys Radio Show. Ale's opening up another beer, and we'll be back right after this.
We are Reformation Brewery, celebrating the reformer in you. Locally crafted within the renowned Etowah watershed of Woodstock, Georgia, Reformation creates yeast-forward brews full of aroma and flavor crafted to last. Come see us in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia, for a tour and tasting of unique brews that you can't find anywhere else. Reformation Brewery. Set beer free. ReformationBrewery.com.
It's Aaron and Tim, the beer guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out, Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the beer guy sent you.
If you're into craft beer, you need to check out Drink This Beer. It's a podcast from the creators of Beer Guys Radio. Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams talk to some of the best and most important brewers across the country and the world. So if you like to drink beer, pull up a chair and crack open the Drink This Beer podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Aaron for the Nest in Kennesaw. Do you smell that? Something is in the air, and it's the sweet, sweet smell of barbecue. The Nest in downtown Kennesaw is the destination for not only some amazing barbecue, but it's one of the best craft beer spots, OTP or ITP. If you're hungry for some barbecue, you need to be at the Nest. And yeah, I'm totally marking my calendar for their big bash coming up next weekend. We're talking crawfish and whole smoked gators. Yes, I said whole smoked gators. Spring, of course, is officially here, so celebrate the season with friends and family while sipping on a Georgia-made beer on their 2,000-square-foot patio. Try some brews from Creature Comforts, Left Nut, Omaha, Orpheus, Reformation, Scofflaw, and so much more. Awesome barbecue, 59 taps pouring the best craft beer in Georgia and the world. What else do you want? It's The Nest in historic downtown Kennesaw on Cherokee Street Northwest. Check out their current beer list and menu at thenestkennesaw.com. That's thenestkennesaw.com, and we'll see you there.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Cannonball coming.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
And welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. A stormy day here at TopGolf Midtown. It's kind of crazy.
Lost power and everything.
I know. It was just kind of nuts out there for a second. But, hey, we've got Tyler Vigue and Gina Silva from TopGolf Midtown joining us today. Thanks again for joining us today. Appreciate it. I know you guys are busy with the storms and everything, but thanks for taking some time out for us.
Thanks for coming for round two.
Definitely. No, this is great. This is really enjoyable. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have got going on. You guys have got, of course, leagues going on, and you've also got a spring beer program, too. So let's talk about leagues, first of all. How about that, Tyler?
Well, we do seasonal leagues here, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And this is all down to 2-man and 4-man leagues. Now, what we're after is to kind of create a kind of camaraderie type atmosphere.
Yep.
You know, in golf, it's basically a single-person sport. You know, you're out there by yourself. Here, we want to make this about a team game and make it fun for everyone that's coming out. And also, you know, coming out to drink and eat and kind of enjoy yourself while you're here, too.
Now, we're here at the finals of your winter leagues. Is that right?
That is correct, yeah.
Does the tornadoes and lightning affect gameplay out there? So
It does. It will definitely affect the ball flight out there.
Sure.
So we do get a lot of complaints about that, but, you know, we all have to play in it. So
absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
I think I saw a ball flying sideways across out there.
Dorothy was out there.
That was probably user error.
Okay, not the weather, right? Gotcha.
I would blame the weather myself personally, but that's okay. So, but it's funny, interesting because we got the folks from SweetWater here. You almost have like almost a beer league too, because I mean Reformation is here. You got some folks from Heineken and some other ones here. So it's kind of almost a group of people in the same industry.
Yeah, it actually started off, first it was Reformation and Heineken, and they were battling each other for a while, for about 2 seasons. And then Lagunistas heard about Reformation winning, and I think SweetWater got maybe a little jealous that they were part of the crew. And now we've got 5 beer companies in the leagues, and it's great for the scene here.
Tucker, do you have to call in your husband to beat up on the other leagues out here?
I did. He's an excellent golfer.
There you go. Awesome.
But I showed up tonight, and they were like, Tucker, you have to leave your Yoko. I said, what do you mean? And they're like, he was playing awesome till you came in. You got to leave.
Whatever. Excuses, right, Tucker?
I totally excuses.
Yes.
And he was like saying something about his handicap is he's too good, so actually he won, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anybody that talks about
little
their
boo
handicaps
heart
like that probably isn't the greatest golfer.
Oh, see?
That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
You throw that shade.
So now one of our listeners, Daryl, actually chided me.
He did. So on the last show, Aaron, you said you had a pair of golf clubs.
That's pretty much all I have.
And he said, Daryl texted me. He said, I could tell Aaron wasn't a golfer when he said he had a pair of golf clubs.
I'm really good.
That's all you could afford right now.
That's exactly.
Right,
I'm really good at driving the cart, drinking beer, and smoking cigars.
And carrying your 2 golf clubs.
That's what I'm good for. Right. Exactly.
And what 2 golf clubs are those?
That's gonna be the putter and the driver. Perfect. That's pretty much all I got.
There you go. He's good to go, man.
It's golf balls, exactly. How many? If I come home with as many golf balls as I've lost,
he's got a pair.
I'm good to go. Exactly.
That's a win.
Listen. Exactly.
He just rubber bands them together.
That's right. There you go. That's all I do. That's it. All right, it's getting silly now.
Hey, Gina, so we talked about the beer program here. So you have a spring program coming up. Could you kind of reiterate there a little bit for folks what kind of craft beer they'll find here at TopGolf?
Absolutely. So we do a 3-month limited time offer program when it comes to our beer. Right now, obviously, it's spring. We have some new items on the spring menu. We have a Heller High Watermelon Wheat from 21st Amendment. Actually, you guys mentioned one earlier. Papa's Peach Wheat from Back 40 has made it onto the menu.
All right.
But, we want to keep it seasonally appropriate. So there's some really nice fruit forward session beers on the menu. And then, of course, next will be summer. So we'll see who's on the summer list.
Yeah. Will you have any 12% barrel-aged stouts for those of us that don't like to
Tim,
drink?
I'm going to go with probably not.
Okay. All right.
But
Fair
we
enough.
do have a 9.5, Golden Monkey on the menu.
Okay. There you go.
Tim, I'll bring a growler. You and I can share it.
There we go. We're set there.
That's good. I want to be on your league, Zach. I want to beat you guys.
Sure enough.
I do want to say, shout out to all the breweries that have joined this winter league. They've been awesome. It's the best feedback we've gotten from our guests. They've had the most fun this league, and it's really because of them. SweetWater's been amazing and has actually donated an extra prize for whoever wins our league program for this winter. They're going to get a private 12-person tour.
Very cool.
Thank you, SweetWater.
Awesome.
Nice. So
and
now
it's packed here, Gina. I mean, we got up. That's you'd think a little less packed now that the tornadoes came in, but earlier, I mean, the parking lot's full. There's a lot of people out here enjoying it. It's a lot of people coming out here to have some beers and play a round of golf.
Absolutely, we had 25 teams this season.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And now you've got spring leagues coming up. I'm sorry, didn't want to interrupt you there, but we got spring leagues coming up soon, right?
Yeah, spring leagues start April 3rd. You can go to topgolf.com/leagues to sign up.
Excellent.
Very
and
cool.
also, too, I'm a parent. We've got spring break coming up here in the next few weeks or so, depending on what school district you go to. I noticed you also have a spring break program for the kids as well.
Yeah, we have great programs for kids. We have a Spring Break Academy, which also starts April 3rd as well. $99, 3 days. Take your kids off your hands. Make Tyler handle them.
I love my children, but $99 for 3 days.
I know, isn't that a great
I think
deal?
that's kind of a good deal.
That sounds cheaper than daycare.
It is, actually.
Saying,
trust me,
so,
it is. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we also do a summer academy as well that's weekly.
Very cool. Very cool. So, excellent. So, if anyone wants to talk about Topgolf, get for more information, where should they go?
TopGolf.com.
Easy enough.
There we go. Awesome.
Gina, Tyler, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Excellent.
Thanks for everything.
Definitely. Now let's check out the hot list.
Time for the hot list. The beer guys have the scoop on what's going on next week. Brought to you by CRL Contracting. We build breweries. CRLcontracting.com.
That's hot.
All right, let's check out the hot list for Alabama. Sunday yoga at Rocket Republic. We're going to have those guys in the show here in a couple of weeks. Tuesday, vintage motorcycle meetup at Straight to Ale Campus 805. Mad Malt's former guest of the show. We'll have the Jazz Jam on Wednesday. And then on Friday, Bandit Brothers Brewing in Tuscaloosa will have a Relay for Life fundraiser. So check that out. Tim,
awesome.
What's going on in Georgia?
It's turned into a madhouse in here.
It is absolutely crazy.
Everybody was out
here.
there playing golf, having a few beers. They got driven inside. So
I know.
Now it's a party inside here at
absolutely
Top
nuts.
Golf.
Exactly.
So that's it. So this is not this week, but I want to let Tucker give a little shout out for an event they've coming up in about a month. 420 Fest.
420 Fest is April 21st through 23rd, Centennial Olympic Park. We think this is our 13th annual, but there could be a loss here and there.
Okay.
But this is for sure our best year. The lineup, in my opinion, can't be beat. If there is one band that just embodies everything SweetWater, it's Widespread Panic.
Right.
Widespread Panic is headlining this year. 4 sets over 2 nights, along with Trey Anastasio Band on Friday night. Slightly Stupid is also there.
The Hip Abduction. Yes.
Who we love. They're doing a collaboration beer with us, Hibiscus Tropical Ale we're calling Hibiscus.
It's fantastic, by the way. We got to try it.
And it's such a good beer, and they're such a cool band, too. But these 3 days at Centennial Olympic Park are going to be incredible. There are still some tickets left. They're going really fast. And, it's Atlanta. It's a month out. So within the next 2 weeks, I have a feeling this is going to sell out. So SweetWater420fest.com. Get your tickets. It's going to be an absolute blast. Come drink some beers with me.
There you
Awesome.
go.
You're in Atlanta. It's not complete without
420 Fest.
That is
exactly.
Atlanta. That's Atlanta's Fest.
That's right. We'll be broadcasting there, too, so that'll be a fun time. It'll be a good time, and a lot of dirty hippies with us. It'll be fun.
Absolutely.
They're called Wookies.
Okay, Wookiees. Okay, good.
See, that's I wondered with that. I asked Nick what Wookie Down came from.
Wookie Down. It's some of the dudes that work at SweetWater invented this game at Bonnaroo one year where they would see a fest goer who partied a little bit too hard. They might be face down, and they would go slap a 420 sticker on them, and they'd say Wookie Down. That's where it came from.
Awesome.
There you go.
So some stuff coming up this week here in Atlanta to check out. Through Sunday will be Urban Tree's first anniversary, so check them out for the cider fans. On Sunday we have a beer brunch at Battle and Brew. Tuesday, Currahee Beer Dinner at Hop Alley up in Alpharetta. Wednesday we've got Trivia Night, Team Trivia at Your Pie Perimeter. Always a good time there. Wednesday is the Cosmic Debris and Old Fantastic Then launch at Hop City KSM.
Okay.
So coming on to Atlanta here. That will be draft only at the launch, but Cosmic Cans will be coming in next week.
Nice.
And on Thursday, to kind of round out the week before you get into the weekend, we've got Pint Night at Your Pie Perimeter where they have a featured pint for only $3.14.
That's good.
Awesomeness.
That's excellent. Now it's time for a giveaway to give away.
Our winner this week is Katie Lindley.
Awesome.
Katie, thank you so much for subscribing to This Week in Georgia Beer. Please send us an email to beerguys@beerguysradio.com, and we will get you a very cool swag pack out. So, Aaron, if folks want to join in and try and win a very cool Georgia and Alabama beer swag pack, how would they do that?
Super easy. Just go to beerguysradio.com, sign up for This Week in Georgia Beer. You'll get a weekly newsletter with all the happenings in Georgia Beer, and you'll also be entered to win our weekly swag pack that Katie just won. So, very cool. It's time to wrap it up. The storms are coming in. We got to get out of here. The music's going on.
And the music's back.
That's right. So, coming
Thanks
up
for joining us, y'all.
Hey, what's up? That's it.
Tucker,
That was so fun. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, guys. We're going to be at
BeerGuysRadio.com.
That's right.
This is great. This is awesome.
Woo-hoo. We'll be at Tiny Palooza next week, so we'll drink in their beers in Lincoln Fill Station. We'll see you next week. Drink local. Cheers.
Cheers. Beer Guys Radio, baby.
This is Ale's Jam.
Thanks for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're on demand via iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Always online at beerguysradio.com. Aaron and Tim are back next week with more about the amazing world of craft beer. Cheers. The Beer Guys Radio Show on the Beer Guys Radio Network. BeerGuysRadio.com.